This is not a good place to talk. I suggest we wait until we're on my ship.
Moments radi dal, es fel da gomorosi boedi an in jedem oi.
Our hosts might frown on us stepping away to speak in private. We'd better wait until we're somewhere else.
Stop. We can't risk going to the village. There are too many soldiers there right now. Come on. My islander contact usually where it's hidden, a bit farther up the river.
Moments radi dal, es fel da gomorosi boedi an in jedem oi.
Strange. He should be here by now. I don't like this. Let's take a look around. Maybe he's moved a bit farther away. Or maybe something's happened to him.
Look! There are signs of a struggle here.
Someone must have attacked our contact. We have to find him. Without him, I don't know how to get to your people.
The trail goes this way. There is a trail leading away from here. Look! I see trucks over here.
Let's take this rope. This sort of thing is always useful.
can't do it.
Make enough to last a few months. But what if they arrest us?
Be quiet. We don't want to be overheard.
Hey up. Looks like we won't be needing our prisoners' help after all. The savages come to us on their own, and in strange company.
Maybe it's another gang caught some of them too.
Maybe. If that's so, they did better than us. They captured 2 of them.
They got lucky, that's all.
Quai coldum amem da radi dau quasa betrechon. Queridme fishaika cremoderem.
Comaros. Nasi en temtegedach en fonte ramem crechtidende. Neumes.
Listen to their gibberish. They're more islanders, I'm sure of it. They must know where to find the gold.
Enough. Let's see what this strange party has to say first.
I can talk to them, if you like. I know how to deal with this breed of ne'er-do-well.
Since you offered, be my guest.
Gentlemen, madam, I bid you good day. Let me get straight to the point. You've detained someone we'd like to see released. This prisoner is a burden to you. You don't know what to do with him. And you're probably hoping to make some money by selling him into slavery. Well, how much?
I knew it. That one wants all the savages for himself. He must know something about the treasure that we don't.
Don't say a thing. Yes, we've got a native, and we were about to sell him, since he won't talk to us. But you seem to be doing so much better than us in this respect, since your savage speaks to you so trustingly. Since you know how to use their gifts too, that'd be worth a lot more than the handful of coins we get from selling him.
Whatever are you talking about?
As if he didn't know. Everyone knows that the islanders from Tier attract gold.
Indeed. And we know there are other natives lurking around here, which makes us all the more sure there's a fabulous treasure hidden in these ruins. My dear, you know all about these old stones. Isn't that true?
Ancient treasures are often hidden in the ruins of Astria, and I know that there are many artifacts to be found here. I read that some of Aleko's own possessions were kept here. My tutor also spoke of a particularly lavish temple adorned with a magnificent figurine.
Oh, there you have it! So, here's the deal. You use your treasure compass and bring us back some. Then we'll be more than happy to free your friend.
Who is the young woman who is traveling with you? She doesn't look like the other members of your party.
You're right. My beloved is an accomplished scholar like no other. But she can answer for herself.
My name is Delara. I'm a historian who studies Ghakan, and in particular the Astrian civilization. I was on an expedition with my tutor to explore these ruins, but the old fool is blind, and I spent more time chasing the monkeys that stole our belongings than conducting research. So, when I met my sweetheart, I realized that my future lay elsewhere.
Oh, it was love at first sight.
Especially when he realized that she could help us find treasure in these ruins.
Well, we're off.
Get out of here. Put your strange senses to work and find me a treasure.
We'll do our best.
Who's there? Round the alert! To arms!
Show them what we're made of!
What was that? You're bleeding! Let me help you!
Help! We've lost one of ours! I must remain focused.
Somebody's there! At last! I thought I'd starved to death in this hole!
What happened? What are you doing down there?
I fell. It was a stupid accident. Would you be so kind as to get me out of here?
But how could you fall into this? This hole is clearly visible.
I suppose you could say I became absorbed by my thoughts. I'm a sculptor, you see. I came here to get inspired by these ruins, and while I was marveling at these wonders, I wasn't really looking where I was going. Well, now that you know how absent-minded I am, could you get me out of here?
Lucky for you, we have a rope with us.
Oh, I guess I'm lucky in my misfortune. Look, just get me out of here and I'll be grateful. I've just finished a sculpture in the Astrian style that I'd be happy to give you. You can easily sell it for a good price, or keep it if you're a connoisseur.
We'll gladly do it, but I think we deserve a better reward than just a simple sculpture.
A better reward? I'm a renowned artist. My art is worth a fortune.
So you say. But without our help, you'll starve to death down there. That's worth a few extra coins, isn't it?
Your blatant greed is appalling. Exploiting a man's misfortune like that.
Come on. Just think of all the art you'll never finish if you die down there. If you're really as famous as you say, paying us won't ruin you.
Yes, but... All right. You're vultures, but I'll pay you. Get me out of here now! Thanks for getting me out of that hole.
You're welcome. I hope you'll keep your word and won't forget to pay us what we deserve.
Is money all that matters to you? Very well, here's your due.
Thank you. And the sculpture?
The sculpture I promised you is back at my camp. You'd better come with me to get it.
We'll follow you.
I'm a man of my word. Here's the sculpture as promised. This is my finest work to date. It's inspired by these ruins and is in the purest Astrian style. It could pass for the real thing. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to make myself something to eat. I'm starving. Thank you for getting me out of that hole. Farewell.
We'll have to be careful. We're not supposed to be here.
Oh, if it isn't my favorite treasure hunters, what can I do for you?
We found this sculpture. We thought it was very beautiful.
It is indeed beautiful and surprisingly well preserved. It reminds me a great deal of a statue in the Prince's collection in Peren.
I suppose we better find another buyer in that case.
Oh, there'll be no shortage of them. To have a statue that can rival that of the Prince, it'll certainly attract a lot of interest.
Well, since you kept up your part of the bargain, I'll keep mine. Your friend is free to go. Take him with you and get out of here. We've got to prepare for our departure. What do you think, my dear? Where do you think is the best place to sell this marvel?
They've agreed to let you go.
Thank you for persuading them. Thank you 1,000 times over. I don't know how you managed to understand them. I think these people are mad. Come on, let's go to our people. They'll make you feel right at home. You'll see. Let me see your map. This is where our camp is. This place is different from the rest.
as if it were older. There is something here, a sort of moaning sound. It's almost as if I can hear the earth sobbing beneath my feet.
At last! We'll soon be with our own kind.
That's the first time I've seen you smile. It's not exactly paradise here, though. Your people must have been in hiding for months, scavenging for food every which way to survive.
I miss my family so much. Do you miss yours?
Rootless. You can feel what I feel, can't you? There's something powerful here. At home, it would be a place of connection. The earth is speaking. It's shouting.
Again, hadregdes brotumer. Perde haul fradem sadio, ober da has kagarantanui. You're the one Ken calls Worker, aren't you?
That's the nickname he gave me. My name is Ludwig.
Welcome, Ludwig. The things you brought us have been a great help. And I see that this time you've brought us some of our own people.
Yes. Like you, they were taken from your island. They were imprisoned and escaped.
All our people are welcome here.
Adloche daraval. Esme Nilan. Ages evriden ger. Esni donei gada e korei e shantamen lag.
Fridan ger. Es anum yori. Sagia berad crimoderem dadesa. Oi riden de loban carriden on gerveldacham qualnadaktansan. Avar satir toklad meroledes. And who are your other companions in this land?
I'm Alvida. I'm a Naut. We guide the great ships.
We all know what Nauts are, unfortunately for us.
I'm sorry. I hope to atone for our sins by finding a way to get you back to your island.
A noble goal. A dream, even. I hope the winds and the earth will help you bring it to life. We're happy to have you here. And even if we don't have much, we'll gladly share it. As you will soon learn for yourselves, our sanctuary is extremely precarious. Although we are free, we must remain hidden, or risk being imprisoned again. Some of our people are sick and weakened by the ordeal they've been through. And we are short on everything. Any help you can offer will be most welcome. But I don't want to burden you. You must be tired. I'll let you settle in and get to know each other.
Look, it's Lair from the Black Oaks. We crossed paths during a ceremony with both our clans, remember? So...
Ever qued siad dad, sians tugi am nasient tranagu so ya an clywed end reduven.
Na faber qued quins du. Na fravins on quest.
Hages arulam to do linkwid au oilem en quincy de quese I sadama da hanadislan.
No, san caurto. Sag nasient. Asa vegum nasient.
If we are to take sides, you should tell us more about what you're arguing over.
I want to leave. I've spent enough time here recovering from our imprisonment. I know that more of our people are still prisoners, and I just can't sit here and do nothing about it.
And I want him to stay here with me. I'm afraid of this land that seethes with evil. I'm afraid of its violent inhabitants and what they might do to him. I don't want to lose my beloved because he wants to be a hero.
You say that more of our people are still prisoners. What do you know about it?
I know that when I escaped from the place where I was locked up, there were others who couldn't follow me. I can't imagine how they're suffering right now. Some were already gravely ill.
Where was it?
It was near their very large village, in huge rooms dug into the ground. I couldn't show you on a map, but I think I could find my way back.
You say you suffered. You weren't locked up with your husband?
No. When the journey on the great ship was over, I was taken to a place with the other women and young boys. A merchant traded us one after the other like goods. A man took me away and... I don't want to talk about what he did to me, I can't. But I know that people in this land are evil, and I never ever want to go through that again. And I don't want Virgo to leave me all alone.
Is this camp really safe?
Yes, we've been here for weeks, and no one has ever bothered us.
We've been hiding here like rats, only going out at night to find a bit of food. That's no way to live. And who's to say we won't be found sooner or later?
We won't stay here forever. Rumor has it that you're going to help us get back to Tefradi, right?
Indeed. My Nord friend has promised to do everything in her power to ensure that we can return home.
You see? Why risk our lives when we could just wait?
Sidman, you've suffered a great deal, but Virgol is right. There are more of our people in danger, and only he knows where to find them. You must help them.
Thank you. I knew you'd understand.
Wait, there's more. You can't just leave your wife behind.
But she feels safer here.
It is because of you that she feels safe. She needs you to be with her. Besides, you'll be stronger together.
It's true that I'd rather stay here, but he's right. I want to be with you more than anything.
Beir tir sioleg, agaranten. We leave tomorrow at dawn, my beloved. Together, we'll free our people. You'll see.
Aridenger, esata harragau da eludem. Radita garat nilan kud galundar samelsa. Navrek sa enig. Es anum ya linet encomem. Anum ya bert ad londem flan essa. And Walker, you came too.
I've still got a few things to check before we set off again.
I'm glad you've come all this way with us. Stay as long as you like.
How are you doing after all this excitement?
Fine, thanks to you. Those fools treated me well, but it wouldn't have lasted if they'd sold me. I'm a little afraid to go fishing in the same place again, though. I'll have to find another spot, and get someone to fix my harpoon. It suffered more from the fight than I did.
I could try to fix that harpoon you mentioned, if that would help.
That would be very kind. Thank you. Here.
No, I really don't see how I can fix it. I'm sorry.
It's all right. You did your best. Thanks for trying.
Excuse me. Aren't you Lair of the Black Ulk clan?
Yes, and I recognize you. You're the apprentice sages of the Shining Scales. So, you were brought here too?
Yes, and we wound up in a prison, where we found this pendant.
I recognize that. It belonged to a friend of mine. He died in terrible pain after they made us perform some kind of ritual.
So they did the same thing to you that they did to us. And he died. Just like Sheda. We also lost a dear friend.
And the Varshut dear end. Thank you for giving me this pendant. I will cherish it as a reminder of my lost friend.
Did the ritual do this to you? Or were you injured when you escaped?
I fought back against the guards when my friend died. They beat me. Then we were sold to a cruel woman who didn't tend to my injuries.
The woman you mentioned. Is her name Iqbal by any chance?
That's the name I heard.
Do you know where we could find her?
No. I haven't seen her since she abandoned me on the coast. But your Brenoikse friends might know more. They're from this island, aren't they?
We must do everything we can to find them, Bridengar.
Oh, if you can free them, I'll be eternally grateful. She won't be easy to find, and she's doing her best to keep a low profile, as one of her former associates is said to be after her. You must be careful. She has lots of bodyguards.
The associate who is looking for her could be an ally.
He's probably just as terrible as she is. And if I've understood it right, he's out to kill her.
That could keep us from finding the prisoner she already sold.
That's true, but this man is sure to have information that could be useful to us.
Here, take this. It should help you heal faster.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Then we'll be leaving now.
I hope I'll have the pleasure of seeing you again.
Ca ir na sien sa oed canoedi e coedi. Quod quaguidem ma veruem. Ma dides me? Mendid da renau quesamen? Coid rai quesa alen ma meunde.
Tegeduis.
Adret. Quid radiude de elab.
Sie and ever roiduda already, mameunde?
Na estegam. Now calmi oleg da saquesa.
Essa dis. Degadag da suis feruem.
Esad gorsi. Adlor headway marak.
Tegeduis.
Adregdis da elude ma mende renau quesamen?
Quid radio?
Digid.
Adreg.
I miss Shida so much. Sometimes something happens to us, and I go to tell her about it before realizing that she'll never be able to listen to me again. It's like a stab to the heart. Every time.
With everything that happened, we never really had a chance to talk about our bonding ceremony.
It's true. It feels like 1,000 years ago. But if you don't mind, I'd rather talk about it in our own language. Fragole jasjord. Espignek dau lechdam, da gret dau emes olevir. So kontabu je digret chal da vujet nes diri. Da gontabe di ad hanalidi, agereudi ad gredes, oid venei en maglebe. Da elu de helugedon mil feteni. Onessa godom and, so kontel. Samel radido nes diern. Ja flint me. Hakaer, sa ned samach das glod. Sido. Age hamsteram seg, boat hagos enenik nes nodoigi. Demas hies. Bokoloen me. Kontabe kosag. Ko hontach, kanes henesem nes wiem. Renduer sa olei des. Mache ol tegedachte he gauam. Sagato. Quod boe voglendidad. Contabide sequesa sam?
Ja, es comem cam sang, cantabueda digred chral. Elauen achtam agesidam jaflindend mei. Forir, minon didu sacum ca hetoigau jam quensdem nama ver. Es vir to quan radizem vregt neis o glendi bignegon vir. Misheden de selua. Anna sieint smeenu de sadiuem. Echter meenu de hei kref echter wiem neis dierni.
Ja. Contaneit kosrog doid, frovins. Anon dagam, frovind embud me es a dodoleg. Ma es anken vardo da radi daudet. Minundidens a daudu lain ol mishe dawi ni samel on. Qui es moi olen oleded mada.
What do you think about this continent they've brought us to?
Brought? Deported or thrown would be more correct. I don't know what to tell you. It's such a strange place. Everything is huge and ominous, other than nature, which seems to be in constant suffering. The rivers are stale, the hills are bare, and the soil is poor. Here there is no healing song from the one of 1,000 faces. There is just an atrocious and deafening lament that echoes my own anger.
Hadvel des embud contraian ir neis luchtos for satir.
Na, odvel duem bodonea oilio tokladunten es henesem. Sog, na dagom agoyetnem em fleuden de hadgom frangi. Es an tu saudi. Samele toise medi koreina ui. Agan hamsteram sam. Es an targu kassin. Foret es slont em fodekt und ranes luchtos. Ag an kenaidun da doigi essa. Oila samelni. Jo es kwelste vind valiem. De hedoneia ja karent. Echter gwelshit vir da hadregau.
See you later.
Boy.
Life is cruel, isn't it? Sometimes I get so tired of it all.
As a smuggler, you're always on the move. What's that like? Isn't it tiring to live without any attachments?
It's not the life I would have chosen if I'd had the choice, you know? I would have liked a quiet life on a plot of land with my family. But the war stole that dream away from me. I was forced to follow the local nobleman into battle, and it was chaos. Nothing but blood and guts and death. Finally, I left all that, left everything behind, it's true. It haunts me every day, no matter how hard I try to survive. But the ties I once had cost me far too dearly. Or let's say they cost too much to the people I loved. Well, at least I'm not alone out here on the road anymore. You're here too, in spite of yourself. What's it like for you?
I have to keep going. I don't have much of a choice. But I miss my loved ones every day. Those who stayed behind on our island, and the ones I've lost for good and won't see again.
I'm sorry. I know what that's like, and there's no greater pain than being cut off from a part of yourself. Your memories, however painful, can sometimes help you. They can provide a glimmer of hope in this endless misery. Don't let them fade away. Keep the most beautiful moments to dream about and use the hardest ones to fuel your anger. You'll need it.
How long have you known Alvida?
It's been some time now. I've had dealings with Nauts on several occasions in the hope of using their ships. Those who agree to traffic contraband are few and far between, and they are unreliable. They're even more unscrupulous than I am. Alvida isn't one of them. She's not like that, and she let me know the moment we met. She's an idealist. I understand her point of view, and I think she understands mine. Though she doesn't approve of my dealings, she defends some causes that are dear to me. And now that she owes me, I know I can count on her help. Provided, of course, that what I ask for doesn't offend her vision of the Nauts.
I think you mentioned you were a wanted man.
You can't be a smuggler without ending up on the hit list at some point. My trade annoys a lot of people, and the few attacks my friends and I carried out on convoys annoyed them even more. Put all that together and add in my past, and you'll find me at the top of the list. If you needed money and weren't wanted yourself, you could claim a handsome bounty by turning me in.
I've seen you use magic in battle. A different kind of magic.
Yeah, that's one of life's little jokes. I had no talent for it, or at least I never realized it when I was on the front lines. When I switched careers and my disgust for all that religious garbage was at its peak, I discovered I had a gift. Apparently, the Enlightened has a sense of humor. Now, I can do a little magic, but I can't use the rings. Even if I'd had this talent before, I would have never gotten very far in the Mateist hierarchy.
If I've understood correctly, you're from the land they call Dutton.
That's right. The Holy Dutton Empire. I suppose you'd like me to tell you more about it. It could be a beautiful place to live. It's vast, full of beautiful forests and rich lands. That's most likely because it's soaked in the blood of the poor souls who were sacrificed to the folly of the powerful. For my country has always been at war. Or at least it has been for so long that no person alive knows the meaning of the word peace. We're at war with the Alliance, of course, as the Dutton Empire follows the path of the Enlightened. But we are also at war with ourselves. Ever since a new holy man challenged the organization of all things spiritual as imposed by Ptolemy, the nobles and princes have taken sides, following whoever best serves their interests, of course. And as usual, the people are those who pay the price. Not only are they sent to the slaughter against the Alliance troops, they must also shed blood at home by killing their brethren in the service of the local noblemen and their loyalties of the day. A beautiful country indeed.
Why did you become a smuggler?
I'd rather not discuss that if you don't mind, especially with someone I barely know. But since you're asking, I haven't always been a smuggler. I used to be a soldier. If you absolutely need a reason for what I do, just tell yourself that I've had my fill of the horrors of war. Or maybe you think I'm a coward, or that I'm only motivated by greed. I am what I am.
We'll talk later.
I'll always be here if you need me.
I wanted to tell you how sorry I am about what happened to your friend Shada. Losing her must have been terrible. You were close, and she died in such an unfair, cruel way. I am so sorry for your loss. If you ever need someone to talk to, I'd be very happy to listen.
What does being a Naut mean to you? I get the impression that when you talk about the Nauts, you talk about them as if they were your clan, your family.
That's true. I don't know what being part of a clan means to you, but the Nauts are my family. Quite literally, to begin with. After all, my family are Nauts, but it's more than just our lineage. The sea, the ships, Huxantis, our knowledge of navigation, and even the rules that govern us are all a part of me. Part of my history. I'm proud to be a Naut. I'm proud to ride the waves. Even if I'm not always proud of the things we agree to do on behalf of others. We're not really a people. The many Sea-Given who come from around the world are just as much Nauts as I am. The thing that unites us is the belief that we share the sea. The sea is the bond we all share, and Huxantis is our home. I imagine it's an idea that must seem strange to an outsider.
Maybe a little. But your bond with and because of the sea reminds me of the bond we Donegada have with our island. No matter what clan we're from, we all share the same bond with the land of Diefredi. We're all different, and the specific history of our clans makes us unique, yet we also share a great deal of knowledge. Traditions that are handed down from generation to generation, and our land binds us together, creating a mutual understanding that's deeper than words, and also a sense of belonging.
That's it. That's exactly it. I'm so happy you understand. There are so many people who only see us as merchants on ships, but I think we're much more than that.
What were you doing on the ship that kidnapped us, if you didn't approve of their actions?
When you're a common sailor, you can't choose which ship you embark on. And you can't choose your missions, or what you're transporting. Like most Nods, I disapprove of carrying forced passengers. And believe me, I said just that to my captain at the time. But alas, he's the kind of person who puts profit above conscience, enriching the guild rather than adhering to its original spirit. I'll do my best to redeem my people and convince them to stop the trafficking.
Have you and Sybil known each other for a long time?
We met a few years ago, when I was a deckhand on the ship that brought her to Alima. We hit it off right away. And we saw each other several times while she was working. We became friends. And when I was looking for a way to get you out of jail, she was the first person who came to mind. She's resourceful, but also funny. You should see her impression of her uncle. She's incredible.
I had no idea there were so many natives of my island on this continent. Did you know?
I suspected as much. I know the ship I served on is far from the only one transporting your people. Transporting. Kidnapping would be more accurate, wouldn't it? However, I would never have imagined that our crimes were so great. And that we'd brought so many here. It shames and angers me. I'm so dreadfully sorry that our guild is involved in this.
I won't bother you any longer.
See you soon.
Yes?
Smejun ste do flanem. Ade hedam.
Olej siu. Abalden dani. A kan ta beit endon olej hamsteram. Kwan smejun den is diernen bocht. Maraduer samel kom. Kwan sient nadach deis. Tausit magreda chaljedu. Ta sheda? Es mes quies. Bako vednik se. Oleg aru lamda nadach toame. Em abald samel sa. De denjasem ovunag. Ak anedargnet. En aglede mar en sa gaudam. Regt ma hanemam. Ose samel ma hirem, Frovins. Ato? Smeon stend eduvan?
Kagwen I dachtam. Asie en doleg vregu for smejuni winta bertas. Hagen olej hamsteras jam rendem komolej.
Es samel knedam jam ren. To ame da he krechtom sam. Minund ni da holeg.
See you later.
Boy.
Now that we're a safe distance from the prison, I imagine you're expecting me to introduce myself? Sybil de Vespe, at your service.
Your plan worked perfectly, Sybil. Thank you. We would never have made it without you.
It did, didn't it? I'm rather proud of myself, especially since it was my first jailbreak. But you must have questions. Who is this mysterious woman, really? How does she manage to remain so elegant after crossing through the sewers in half of Tainea?
Why did you come and free us from prison?
Because it was fun, of course. Like any spoiled noblewoman, I'm desperately bored, and any distraction is welcome. I jest. I simply did my best to respond adequately to my good friend Alvida's request. I wouldn't refuse your thanks, but it would be more fitting for you to thank our kind-hearted Nort.
I told you. I feel responsible for what happened to them. Those monsters used our ships to rip them away from their land. Their friend died on one of our ships. I couldn't let them die in that horrible prison.
You've proven my point, Alvida. you've got a heart of gold and a delightfully idealistic view of the Nauts.
How did you manage to enter the prison? You didn't poison all the guards.
No, as you were able to see for yourself. It just so happens that I am. Rather, I was a diplomat in Alima. I was a representative of the merchant congregation there. It gave me a number of privileges, including the right to visit most of the city's official buildings.
You seem quite well equipped for a diplomat.
I'm a Devesp. We're born with a sword in one hand and a vial of poison in the other.
Why did you come with us? Someone like you must have better things to do than follow a group of freshly escaped Tierfradians.
Better things to do, perhaps, but this journey has an absolutely delicious taste of adventure about it. But alas, the truth is far more mundane. After organizing your escape, it would have been difficult for me to keep my position as a diplomat. And besides, let's just say that Alima's climate was beginning to take a toll on my health.
You seem very proud of your family. They rule over a city, if I understand correctly.
The ancient city of Peren, the oldest inhabited city on the continent, if local legend is to be believed. My family, the Devesps, have been merchant princes there for generations. No other family in the city would be mad or suicidal enough to claim the title anyway. You see, my family has made assassination their art and manipulation their language. And an unquenchable thirst for power pulses through our veins. However, we are no longer the leaders of the congregation, as Peren has lost some of its influence. That honor belongs to the Dorsays, the Princes of Serene, and of course every member of our family has sworn to take the title from them. My uncle is His Highness Alexandre de Vespe I, assisted in his sinister plans by my cousin Octave, whose name alone is enough to make one tremble in fear. Between you and me, they're all obsessive murderers who have been driven mad by inbreeding and idleness. But their name still opens many doors, which could be useful to us.
You mentioned you were a diplomat in Olima. What exactly was your role?
I was the legate, which is a way of saying I was the congregation's ambassador to Alima, at your service. I represented our nation in this great city, which, while though it's not a capital, is a major city in the Bridge Alliance. My job there was to further the congregation's commercial and diplomatic interests. I had to make sure certain agreements were reached, and sometimes I had to keep others from being signed. It's a rather boring job, to be honest. The only good part about it is that you're invited to attend ever so many parties and banquets.
You called Alvida a good friend. However did a diplomat and a Naut become close?
I met Alvida when she was a sailor on the ship that took me to Alima. We hit it off quickly, even though it may be hard to believe when you look at me today. I was a little nervous at the idea of being all alone in a foreign country. She introduced me to the beauty of travel and discovery. We met again in Alima later, when she was visiting. During one of our last encounters, she helped me out of a tricky situation, even though she didn't have to. It was the first time someone had done something for me without expecting anything in return. That's rare, especially when you're a Devesp. My, just listen to me, getting all sentimental. The reason doesn't matter much in the end. We're friends, that's all.
How do you always manage to make light of everything that happens? As if nothing really mattered.
Believe me, a lot of things are important to me. But derision and levity have saved my life more than once. When you're born into a family like mine, steeped in conspiracy and surrounded by murder, when tragedy and horror are daily occurrences, humor is the only way to keep from sinking into madness. I've seen firsthand what madness can drive us to. All I had to do was look at my dear cousin Octave. No doubt you had a very different childhood.
It's true. I haven't experienced murder and conspiracy. But things haven't always been perfect. My father died when I was a child. He was killed while out hunting. My mother found his body. She was never the same after that. But despite it all, I was lucky. The whole village was there for me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know why, but I imagined your life was peaceful before you were taken. We have such an idyllic vision of life on your island. I should have known it was just a fantasy.
Let's talk about it later.
Always at your service.
If I can be of any help, let me know.
You say you hail from Thélème. What can you tell me about your country?
My country? It's almost strange to put it that way, even though it is true that I was born there. Thélème is vast, greener and less arid than Tainea. Numerous cities budding with towers and belfries pierce our horizons. The most magnificent among them is the capital, Montorga. The Council of Cardinals rules from there. They are both our highest political and religious authority, and they wield powerful magic. But that's a paltry description that lacks personality, isn't it? In truth, Thélème is vastly complex and utterly beautiful. I hope one day to return. The way the sunlight dances over the church rooftops at dawn is a warmth I often miss.
What are you doing in Tainea? Your countries are at war, are they not?
I had to leave my country. I was banished after an unfortunate incident. I could have gone to Peren. It would have been less of a challenge. I did in fact travel through there before arriving in Olima, but there were too many things that reminded me of my home country, and too many people from Thélème who bore grudges because of my actions. Going to Tainea was a risky leap into the complete unknown, but it offered me the chance to have a new life.
Do you know anything about the ruins here? They are different than the ruins in our homeland.
I don't know anything about the ruins in your lands, but these ruins are similar to all the ruins found in the southern parts of the continent. They are the marks of an ancient civilization that lived and thrived here long before us, the Astrians. In those days, they had managed to unite the entire continent under a single banner, which seems unthinkable today. But outside of a few surviving stories that speak of their celebrated general, I must admit that I don't know much else. Concerning these ruins in particular, they seem rather vast, and they were certainly the remains of a city in their time. Scholars from the Alliance love to study the stones in the hopes of finding some lost parcel of knowledge.
I crossed paths with missionaries from Thélème on Tir Fradi. They spoke of your religion, but what can you tell me about it?
You already know that we worship a god that we call the Enlightened, and that Saint Matthias, his prophet, converted us to worshipping him. The Enlightened blesses us with his light, the source of all life, and offers some the gift of magic. I'm no expert in theology. I wasn't much of a student on the subject. I have a more instinctive approach, despite my gift. But if you are truly interested in the topic, it won't be hard to find entire books on the subject.
Are you a believer as well?
Yes. Are you not yourself a believer, even though your divinity goes by a different name? How can one not believe when the Enlightened, or the god you worship, blesses you with the power to defy the laws of nature? I know well that the Alliance thinks it is nothing more than a phenomenon they've yet to explain. And I'm sure that in the end, a scientific explanation will be found for everything. But I do not share their opinion.
I must leave you.
See you later.
Your Tirsimat, how do you feel?
To be finally free and surrounded by friends does wonders. But this earth has brought me some very mysterious dreams.
To me too. Dreams full of darkness and anger.
Many Donegada feel the same thing. This earth is sick.
Sick? What do you mean?
It's difficult to explain it to someone who is not bound.
When we were on our island, the bond gave us
No! 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 Maru! Janna fravenaren uman. Farnökrimoderen tätä ruiginam. Memmenat! Edes.
Incredible. Shoot! But do not kill it! I want that thing alive!
Careful! She has lost all control of herself! Let's show them what we're...
It's no use. We cannot fight it. We must flee. Let's head for that boat.
fixed.
Run! Everyone run!
Hurry up. Everyone is aboard.
Hang in there, son!
Damn it. She followed us. Get up, son. Hurry! Oh, no!
Come aboard, soldier. I'm not going to let you die.
Take my hand!
Watch out! It's going to get rough!
Ahanim when Shaimar, Farges. We can barely see! Kerdonkadai! We're headed straight for the rocks! You saved us!
Not yet. Yuxantis, my homeland.
Whoa, happy to be back on solid ground.
Welcome home, Alvida, and welcome to your guest. It was quite a feat to reach the island in that nutshell. An accomplishment worthy of a great captain. Speaking of which, you have been summoned by the Council of Admirals. Don't keep them waiting.
Thank you. I'll go and see them as soon as possible. You should come with me. I'm going to need to introduce you in any case. You are my guests here.
Very well. Lead the way.